Precious your moments till you're near, watching through the glass, the view unclear. Paddles drift across the empty space, fragments of a time I can't replace. Hidden in gaze, reflecting what remains, asking if you'll go or break the chains. Hidden in gaze, reflecting what remains, wondering if you'll stay against the grain.
The swamp is quiet in ways that shouldn't be. No frogs, no bugs, no wind. Just the sound of your own thoughts growing teeth. I'd been fishing out in the Devil's Elbow Bend for years, long after the real locals stopped. The old men at the feed store would shake their heads when I said where I was headed. They'd just mumble, "Ain't nothing out there but what's been forgotten." That's what drew me in, I think. Not the fish, not the quiet, the emptiness. I first heard the voice while running lines at dusk. Not a song, not words, just syllables. Half-breathed sounds, like someone dreaming out loud. It came from deeper in the swamp, past where the cypress stand too still, where moss clumps don't sway, they watch. I told myself it was just the wind in the reeds, maybe a loon. But I turned the boat that way anyway. She wasn't a woman, not really. I only ever saw her profile through the trees, once. But I remember how wrong the angle of her shoulders looked, like she wasn't used to being shaped like that. She stood knee-deep in black water, still, silent. That night I dreamed of reeds growing out of my mouth, of water rising in my house, of voices behind the walls asking, "Where is your offering?" I started going back every night, not to fish, just to drift near where I saw her. The swamp got quieter the closer I got, the air thicker, my thoughts louder, like the water was trying to remember me. One night I brought flowers, the next, food. The third, I cut my palm and let the blood drip into the water. That's when I started hearing her clearly. Not a voice, exactly, more like a rhythm. Breath against breath, grief that couldn't forget itself. She never moved, never came closer. She just stood in that same patch of water. But things began to happen. I'd find footprints in my kitchen, wet, bare, facing the fridge. My boots turned facing the door when I never left them that way. I caught my reflection in the window, and for a split second my mouth moved before the rest of my face. The swamp, I think, was teaching me how to speak her language. The last night I saw her, she turned, not all the way, just enough for me to realize she didn't have a face, not a blank face, a borrowed one, stitched together in ways my mind couldn't hold. And suddenly, I understood. The swamp bride isn't a ghost, she's a structure, a pattern, a hunger that needs shape, and lonely minds to shape it. She isn't dead. She isn't alive. She's what the swamp uses to look back at us. I tried to stop going. I burned the boat, moved north, changed my name. But sometimes, after it rains heavy, I smell cypress and silt, and I hear breath behind mine. She's not following me. She's just waiting to be remembered.
I know you are coming from surgery, but that's why I have to let you go. Get well soon, and good luck.
Hey, I hope you got my email about that business deal. That property is definitely worth taking a look at. Meet me at the old bookstore on 35th at 6. Please don't be late.
You would think my own sister would talk to me after what happened with Mom. You know what? Don't ever call me or talk to me again.
Hey. It's me. I miss you.
Late again. Every single time. This is why I never take detours.
Hello? Is anyone here?
Ah, Ms. Harmon. Right on time.
How do you know my name?
We have your complete collection here. Been waiting for you to visit.
My collection? I don't understand.
Every book here represents a choice you didn't make. A path untaken.
That's impossible. There are thousands.
Millions, actually. Would you like to see? Here's the life where you accepted that scholarship instead of pursuing finance.
I was offered that scholarship 20 years ago. I turned it down because it wasn't practical.
And here, the life where you moved to Paris with that photographer you met in college.
That would have been irresponsible. He had no real career plan.
Perhaps, but look.
Why are you showing me this? To make me regret my choices?
Quite the opposite. Every choice has value, even the ones not chosen. This one might interest you most.
That's still me, but different.
That's you making the same major choices, but approaching them with different eyes.
So what happens now? Can I choose one of these other lives instead?
That's not how it works. These lives exist here as possibilities, not replacements.
Then why show me at all?
Because knowing the paths we didn't take helps us understand the one we did. The rain has stopped, Ms. Harmon. You're free to continue on your way.
Actually, I think I'll stay a bit longer. Browse a while. You know, I always wanted to be a librarian since I was a little girl. Where did she go?
My name is David Walsh. I'm a documentary filmmaker, 23 years behind the camera, capturing truth in all its ugly, beautiful forms. I thought I knew my own work. I was wrong. Last Tuesday, I was transferring old footage from my archive drives when I found them. 17 hours of video files I'd never seen before, all shot with my camera. I recognized the serial number watermarked in the metadata, all bearing my digital signature, all filmed in places I've never been. The first file was timestamped 3 months ago, 4:47 a.m., Bakersfield, California. I've never been to Bakersfield. The footage showed an empty intersection, sodium lights casting everything in sick yellow. For 23 minutes, nothing happened. Just a static shot of concrete and painted lines. Then, at exactly 5:10 a.m., a red sedan ran the light and T-boned a delivery truck. I checked the news archives. Bakersfield traffic accident, 3 months ago. 2 dead, 1 critical. Happened at 5:10 a.m. at the intersection of Ming Avenue and Highway 99, the exact intersection in my footage. But I was in my apartment in Portland that night. I have receipts, security camera footage from my building. I was home, asleep. Yet, somehow, my camera was 800 miles away, watching strangers die. The second file was worse. Downtown Phoenix, 2 months ago. 47 minutes of a man in a business suit walking through the financial district. The camera followed him. Smooth tracking shots, professional angles. Someone was definitely operating it. The man seemed unaware he was being filmed until the very end, when he looked directly into the lens with an expression of pure terror. He jumped from a parking garage 20 minutes later. I found the obituary. Investment banker. Described as troubled by his family, no mention of any documentarian. But there I was in the footage. Not visible, but unmistakably present. I recognized my breathing behind the camera, my particular way of adjusting focus, the slight tremor in my left hand that I've had since a car accident years ago. It was definitely me filming. Me, filming a man I'd never met, walking him to his death. The files kept coming. Seattle, Denver, Tucson. Always in cities I've never visited, always focused on people I don't know. But the footage became increasingly intimate. Not just public spaces anymore. The camera somehow found its way into private moments. A woman named Jennifer crying in her kitchen at 2 a.m., holding a positive pregnancy test she'd never tell her husband about. A teenage boy practicing unalive notes in his bedroom, camera positioned as if floating near the ceiling. An elderly man talking to photographs of his dead wife. The lens somehow inside his living room despite the locked doors. And always, my hands behind the camera. My breath on the audio. My signature focus pulls and camera movements. Impossible but undeniable. I stopped sleeping. Started checking flights, credit card records, anything that might explain how I was traveling across the country without remembering. But the evidence was clear. I was always in Portland when this footage was shot. My neighbors saw me. Security cameras confirmed it. Yet the camera doesn't lie. Last week, I found footage from inside my own apartment. Dated last month, 3:17 a.m. The camera crept through my hallway like a prowling animal, filmed me sleeping, zoomed in on my face, capturing every peaceful breath. I watched myself being watched by myself. The camera operator's breathing matched my own sleep rhythms perfectly. When I shifted in bed, the camera adjusted immediately, as if anticipating my movements. But I live alone. I've lived alone for 3 years. The timestamp showed I was filming myself while I was asleep. Simultaneously, operator and subject. Observer and observed. That's when I noticed the pattern. Every tragedy in the footage happened exactly as filmed. Not similar events, the exact same incidents down to the minute. The camera wasn't just documenting these moments, it was creating them. Or maybe predicting them. Or maybe there's no difference anymore. I tried to destroy the hard drives, smashed them with a hammer, drilled through the platters. But when I checked my cloud backup the next morning, new footage had appeared, filmed with those same destroyed cameras, filmed after I'd destroyed them. The latest file is the most disturbing yet. It's you. 43 minutes of footage showing you watching this exact story, the camera positioned just over your shoulder, watching your eyes focus on the screen. You're breathing slightly faster as the paranoia builds. The way you shift in your seat at certain moments, maybe glance around your room to make sure you're alone. The timestamp says it was filmed tomorrow. But here's what really terrifies me. I can see myself reflected in your screen, standing behind you, camera raised, filming you. Watch me tell you about filming you. My face gaunt, eyes wide with an expression I don't recognize. Like I'm terrified of what I'm doing but can't stop. In the footage, when you hear this part, you look up from your screen. You turn around slowly, already knowing what you'll find. And there I am, camera rolling, smile spreading across my face like a wound. But it's not my smile. It's something wearing my face, something that's been using my hands to hold the camera, my eyes to frame the shots, my lungs to breathe behind the lens. The camera sees things the eye refuses. It sees the future, the past, the spaces between spaces. It sees you, right now, listening to these words, maybe starting to understand that the boundary between fiction and reality is just another frame we're trapped inside. Look behind you. I'm already there, aren't I? Camera raised, red recording light blinking steadily. I've been filming you since you started watching. Maybe since before you were born. Maybe I filmed you deciding to watch this story, filmed you finding it, filmed you thinking about it before you even knew it existed. The footage shows you hearing this sentence and realizing the horrible truth. You're not watching someone else's horror. You're watching your own script. You're the subject now, the one being watched, documented, cataloged. And the camera, my camera, his camera, the camera that films without a filmmaker, never stops rolling. Turn around, smile for the camera. We're almost done here.
It flows much deeper than the surface tells, beyond what anyone could ever quell. The void between two souls in gravity, too wide to cross, too close to set you free.